Hello and welcome back to another video here at Crypto Simple. My name is Anthony. Now let's just discuss about Cardano here today. And look at what we're seeing here in the markets, right? Like it's a huge downtrend for just the time being. Obviously, all of markets in general have been going a little bit of a pushback in terms of the bullish sentiment, especially in the cryptocurrency markets. But the one thing that I wanted to mention to you is the reason why I'm still continuously accumulating in terms of Cardano is a simple matter. It's one reason only. Look at us right now, guys. This is as of February the 28th. We're right here. Okay. This is when the bull market had occurred. Right. So as you can see, we went up to a significant high, right? And obviously there are going to be some downtrends. There are going to be some bullish times, especially for Cardano, especially in the future. The one thing that I wanted to make sure and mention to you, obviously this is not financial advice, but just for those who are new or those who are veterans in the space, it's very important to know that this occurs in terms of cryptocurrency markets. It happens all the time, and if you are more confident in this matter, it's something that will allow you to make better decisions. So in terms of this, look at this. We've gone down by 32% currently, and it's nothing to shock you. It's part of reality when you're investing in the cryptocurrency markets. And then, as you can see, in the beginning of January, from the run up here, we've gone up by 126%, right? So, I mean, you can see the potential gains for these cryptocurrencies. And the reason why I'm so bullish in Cardano is because of look at this risk to reward ratio. I mean, from where the all time high is, I'm looking at $1.20 and USD, of course, because but that's just where I'm using it, using Tether, US dollar Tether for this chart in particular, and we're still at 4 cents peaking to 5 cents, guys. So, I mean, there's a significant uptrend here, potential profit here as well. So, obviously, this is just technicals. I'm not going to go and give you the the Fibonacci ratios and Elliott wave. I just wanted to, for me personally, it's just technical analysis. The way I look at charts is it gives me the update of market cycles, sentiment of the market, and then there is resistance and support lines that you can look at. There are a significant amount of support lines here that we are going to eventually break, and then obviously go to an all-time high. But currently, right now, we're still in this little bit of a consolidation phase, and this is accumulating phase for me, guys. I mean, look at this. Like throughout all of 2019. I believe a significant amount of time in 2020, we're going to be like this is a perfect time to accumulate, in my opinion. That's why I'm doing it. I mean, look at the risk to reward ratio. I keep saying, but the one thing I wanted to mention as well is look at within the beginning of January how quick sentiment can change within a year, right? So if you wanted to take a look at the beginning of 2019, cryptocurrencies are notorious for doing this, where the bullish sentiment continues. So beginning of 2019, all the way to the beginning of March, right? It's around this time. There's a huge run up that occurred here, right? And then there was a little bit of consolidation phase. We didn't know what was the market doing. Then there's a significant drop where kind of retraced back to the regular points here. This is the resistance line, sorry, the support line right here. And as you can see, it just started to tremble off and continue. And then obviously with January, right, beginning of 2020, Bitcoin halving is occurring. There's so many positive things that are happening for Cardano, and that's why I just wanted to make this video and let you guys know that hey, you know what? Even though the markets and just the cryptocurrency markets are still having a little bit of a crash here, it's not to you shouldn't be discouraged and you shouldn't be making financial decisions, especially when it's tied to your emotions. I understand. I work at a financial institution, guys. I've gotten so many calls from clients where they're saying, "Oh, what's happening with my portfolio? Should I sell my portfolio right now?" And it's just these are perfect points to accumulate, guys. Like these are the best times to be accumulating because when the markets are fearful, that's when you have to be greedy. When the market is bullish, that's when you have to be fearful, right? So, just in terms of fearful, I mean, if everyone knows about cryptocurrencies in about a year and a half, probably it's your best time to sell. But that's just my opinion. One thing I wanted to say as well, a couple things actually, where crypto is the best hedge, says Cardano co-founder, and that's Charles Hoskinson himself. who's saying that. It's attempts to restore the confidence, as Fed chairman attempts to do so, restore the confidence. As you know, in terms of traditional markets, crypto has historically been the hedge for that, right? It's because it's the lack of correlation. There's no correlation with stocks, with cryptocurrencies, because they're the complete opposite of even the concept, the philosophy behind them, where cryptocurrencies is all about empowering individuals and having decentralization as opposed to these huge financial institutions and entities who are centralizing their own pocket. Well, I wouldn't say pockets, but it's a centralized market where they are just so many whales. There's a lot of manipulation that occurs in traditional markets, and it does happen in crypto as well. I'm just saying it's just more common in traditional markets, especially for huge stocks, right? So as traditional markets plummeted, the crypto market has followed the same trend, and I feel like we're going to continue to do that. And it's not because it's. I mean, as Charles Hoskinson said, it is the best hedge still because it's the less correlated asset, right? Because like if I were to go and check out the S&P 500, right? Let's just take a look at the S&P 500. Look at that. Look at that huge downtrend, guys, for for the S&P 500. And for those who don't know, that's Standard and Poor's top 500 companies in the States, United States of America. There's huge. Look at this bullish sentiment. Well, sorry, pardon me. This is bullish sentiment for the past. We've been on a bull run for like since 2008, and there are times when there are types of fundamentals that will cause a huge downtrend in a market, but it's not to shock you. And the only reason why I'm showing you this is because of the correlation to these assets, right? So if I were to take a look at Cardano again, obviously you definitely will see some similarities, right? It's no surprise that you saw this at the same time as how the S&P 500. Obviously, it's not going to be the same exact charts, but it just goes to show that cryptocurrencies are still, out of all assets, even gold, I think cryptocurrencies are still the best hedge according to the market, right? So obviously there are outside factors that are causing these huge tumbles in the markets, but it's just because the sentiment of investors, a lot of investors, they trade emotionally, they invest emotionally, guys, and that's one thing that you need to make sure that doesn't occur for you at least. You need to make sure that you have calculated decisions. You're purchasing these crypto assets at a time where it's so cheap, guys. Like, look at this. Do I have to keep talking about it? But I do because I need to remind myself that you know how early we are. I'm sorry, but I'm not sure if you can see it, but I think my camera is blocking it. But you can still see the magnitude of where we are, right? Look at this. There's so much room for growth, and that's the reason why I wanted to make this video here today, is because there's still so much that Cardano is still in play here. There's so much that's left for them to do, guys. And Charles Hoskinson himself, as you can see, believes that it could be the best crypto in the world. Do I say that's a lot? There's a lot of work that Cardano needs to do to actually attain that. But even though they're in the top 10, I'm still happy with Cardano because out of the well, I'm going to say the top 12 cryptocurrencies, this is the best risk to reward ratio, and that's how I look at it in terms of the potential ROI. We can There's so much room for growth. I have to say that again. So, if you enjoyed this video, definitely comment down below, subscribe, give me some feedback on what you thought about this video here today. Other than that, definitely comment, like, subscribe. But until next time, peace out.